this place is more than just a building. It's close to our hearts. It reminds us that sustainability, community, and creativity can share the same roof when people choose to care. This unique space is thoughtfully crafted and deserves protection. It has already brought together artists in the community, giving us hope and possibility for the future.
My mom and dad used to be part of the festivals, helped create the birth of the art affair. The Artist Festival was born out of the Festival of Arts. The artists that weren't juried in there, so they created their own festival. This dream began with philanthropist Vern and Jerry Spitaleri. He was a long-time Laguna Beach resident, leader, entrepreneur.
Just completed my second year at Art Affair. It's amazing how many people walk to my booth and they just kind of look. You can see it in their eyes that they're thinking, they're like, what is that? It's hilarious. I mean, all of it's like repurposed stuff. And then when I tell them it's grocery ads, they're like, the stuff that we throw away every week? I'm like, It makes people take a moment to look at it. You know, just be present and be in the moment.
I think the art thing was something that just came out of me naturally. The more I don't force these images, the more it seems to speak to people and kind of address this like shared experience that we're all having as human beings.
I moved to Laguna Beach because the art scene here was more inclusive. They have festivals during the summer, and I started working for John Barber in the Canyon, and I just haven't been able to see this type of diversity in arts.
Hi, I'm Hillary McCarthy, and I'm a painter living in Laguna Beach. Living here is like a dream to constantly see the beauty of nature.
So for the longest time, Laguna was an art colony. And then some years it just kind of got lost in the fray, and the artists have been kicked out and forced out because of economic situations and politics. It's going to always be an art colony, whether they want it to be or not, or whether it's recognized or not, because it's just a beautiful place. And artists come here to be inspired. And what we're trying to do with the Strawhouse is to help create an artist space where they can teach and work and many other things.
Some people say everything is art, and you can say that. And I like to say that, yeah, and the most valuable form of art is in that of the home gardener, because you're dealing with life itself. And the home is the planet, and every choice, every action is part of your art, a practical art. A very practical art.
In the Festival of the Arts, there is a fashion show where you take upcycled materials and turn it into a costume for the runway. My partner and I, we used trash that Greg Viviani collected at Aliso Beach, dumped it on City Hall first so that we could be more involved from a government standpoint on protecting the beaches from this trash, and turned it into a mermaid gown. There was recycled CDs, then we had some bowls and some glass that I made for the top, and then the train had all this trash that we had collected from the beach. We ended up winning one of the prizes. It was really fun.
I did cultural anthropology, and then I changed my major to environmental science. How do we create a bridge, really, to that knowledge? I think the best way to do it is just getting in back to nature. It's where all the ancient wisdom came from. What space would offer that? Something like the Strawhouse, you know, something that's connected to nature from the ground up.
You know, had a chance to come at different stages and see that they look from the outside and they're like, well, this looks different than a normal construction site. Like, what are all these trees and plants doing here? They walk into the house and all of a sudden it's like that cathedral feeling where space opens up and the lines are so well thought out.
Never did I peek over into this side of the fence and realize there's like this like otherworldly building here. Wow. Gorgeous.
This is so amazing.
It's trees.
Uh-oh. You're a tree hugger.
Tree hugger.
Time to hug the tree. This is part of the same tree. You know, I wanted to use as much as we could. Well, actually, this is a remodel. There was a 10-foot by 11-foot shed that was burned and condemned.
Yeah.
It was supposed to be wiped off, but we remodeled that.
Wow.
All you need is one wall.
Oh, really?
So we had both walls. It's far, far more fireproof than any of these houses you see here. If there's no clay on it, it chars and then it stops. It doesn't burn. There's no oxygen in there to keep it burning. And with the clay on it, it's even much more fireproof.
Because that's something, especially around in this area and in California, you're very concerned about whether or not your house is gonna make it in a fire. It's a big deal now. Yeah.
All these straw bales, there was a Halloween festival afterwards. They were trying to get rid of them that day. I was asking, can we have any of these straw bales? They both, in unison, started to cry.
Wow.
And said, we prayed and God sent you to us.
Divine intervention.
It was incredible.
Yeah.
Being in the house when it's insulated with straw, it just feels peaceful.
I can feel it. It's got this whole aura about it. Is that the same tree too?
Yeah.
Wow.
Part of the same tree.
What's up, sir? I'm excited. Oh my goodness. This is insane. Now they're the same tree?
No, that's a different tree. This was a recording studio. He has 2 records out already, and he just basically started here. And he's a super, super interesting character.
My name's Justin. I make music. I was living in the Bay Area before coming here, working a tech job. I was looking for musicians to play with, and artistic people were attracted to this place. We did a lot of construction on the house, a lot of putting cement plaster up on the ceilings.
I've helped with mudding the house and putting mud on the walls. The rock work, I love the rock work. You can't work too fast, you do have to let it sit, but this project has taught me a lot of patience, and that is what I needed as well. There's so much that I have gained. It's magical. It is like a little wonderland of nature.
Yeah, it was honestly a dream come true for me. I've always been really interested in creating your own home. It was really cool, and then seeing all the people that it attracted and that you can create something so magnificent with your own hands.
My name is Jamie and I'm Grace's mom. She learned so much from the experience that it made her grow as a person. I can't wait to volunteer at the Strawhouse, and I want to bring everybody I know with me to help, because I think that when people all work together to accomplish something, it's so powerful and meaningful, and it's gonna be in this community forever once it's built and appreciated forever.
Here's the rest,
All right.
And even that's something.
That's cool.
I know, right?
Yeah.
You want one?
We'll put on the Strawhouse.
Yeah, good. Here, 2.
The 2 eyes.
2 eyes. Yeah, we could get the community involved. We could everyone to come press native plants into clay. That would be fun. And that's something we could do for your place too, to tie nature into it.
Right.
Canyon plants,
Hi, I'm Dan Mariner, born and raised in Laguna Beach, professor at LCAD. I teach innovation and sustainability.
And I'm Lori Wehrstein, and I also teach at Laguna's College of Art and Design. And we live very close to, actually down the street from the Straw Bale House.
Our background working in different apparel industry brands and local surf industry stuff, we're often seeing these aspirational theories and PowerPoint diagrams of how we're going to conserve and save the world and be more sustainable, but there's often a lack of action, and that's what this project represents, is just pure lightning bolt action from the very beginning.
You can talk about sustainability and you can, read about it, but here it's happening. I couldn't even imagine an artist coming here and not being inspired.
I'm ready. My name's Carl Klass, and this is my wife, Marcia. We live across the street for the last 43 years. We've been watching our neighbor grow, but my big connection with this rebuild, or you might say recycled house, was back in the 30s. My dad came here to build a house, a recycled house, and Laguna was the only town, LA and Orange County, that would allow a recycled house.
We have recycling, but that's just the lowest level. Repurposing and reusing is really what we need to be doing.
When you use materials and you upcycle them, you're bringing elements from the ancestors and you're putting it into the foundation from the earth to something living, transforming that living thing into another living thing. Like the Newton's law, nothing is ever destroyed or created. Energy is simply transformed. So this is a very transformational space.
This goes way back, a long time, when Larry bought this lot. And Chris had a dream of building a house recycled. And all the neighborhood was in. He kept it going, slowed up a few years, but we need to maintain this corner of Laguna Beach and Canyon Acres to kind of remind us what the old days were like.
Hi, I'm Penelope Milne, and I live next door to the Strawhouse. This space is really important to all of us. I think for many of us, we see this as one of the last remaining kind of slices of the old canyon. Long before there was a coast road, people came into Laguna Beach, down Laguna Canyon, and this is where some of the first houses in the canyon were. And I feel like that spirit sort of inhabits this property. Like when you're here, you feel that sort of old time Laguna vibe. And I'm looking forward to kind of seeing what next adventures it has, what we can do for creatures and the wildlife, with gardens, with the arts, how we can support the character of Laguna Canyon.
There's a lot of people that do care. I just think that preserving this corner would show that we like the rural feel of the canyon. I think 100% of the people here like that.
This house captures that spirit. Modern intense development would not. So I hope that the character of this part of the canyon can be maintained, and this house would help to do that.
All of Laguna could benefit from preserving and growing this space.
There'll be a lot happening here, but not like a big, noisy, big center. It's a neighborhood, so it's more like residential type activities. And also small animal rescue sanctuary will be part of that.
Which you did before too.
In a much smaller way here. Kids can bring home some seeds or a little plant. Hey, look, we put in your garden because it's going to bring this butterfly that's having a hard time or it's no longer here.
Yeah, butterflies. I did see those swallowtails you were talking about. I said Amorpha is an interesting plant because that is the host plant for the California state butterfly. Those butterflies aren't here. Amorpha could grow here.
When you sow a seed, you plant a tree, and you nurture that tree to receive its bearing fruits. The energetic exchange between you and that tree and that cycle of life is a significant impact on your psyche, on your well-being, and is connected to earth and has no middleman between you and that food. And I've become a part of a legacy of a bigger project called the Fruit Tree Planting Foundation, and they've planted over 1.8 million trees today. So planting trees in Laguna Beach would probably be in a well-lit area. This valley looks fantastic. It looks like you've got a perfect little situation here at the Strawhouse, so I'd probably start here.
Our ecology is the basis of our economy. They both start with ECO, and I like that part of the word logical. Ecological. Biodiversity and harmony and balance, that's what you work for. The more you think in those terms, then the more beautiful and the more options, the more there is to enjoy.
Nature is the original creative blueprint. Animals naturally reflect ways to thrive seamlessly with the land. Caring for them brings out the better nature of our compassion. The earth gives to us what we need to heal, providing essential elements for physical health. Physical health is the foundation for mental and emotional health. Mental and emotional health are radically enhanced by taking up a creative process to train the brain away from the instant gratification of dopamine responses that tech devices are instilling in today's culture.
We spend so much time on the computer, which is great, so you can do so much with that, but the balance of not being on the computer.
Disconnect from the cell phone world and the matrix and come into something that's more meaningful and a slower pace of life.
People go back to the land to seek grounding. Without grounding, you just get stuck in this cloud of thoughts, and then you're unable to create, and we call it a block, but it's really just, I think, being too integrated into stressors of everyday life, and then when you return to nature, you realize how simple I think things are meant to be.
Holistic, it's almost a cliche word that's thrown around, and what does it really mean? You kind of have to have the ingredients of sleep and water and healthy food and laughter and hugs, noticing your breath, which there's nothing like nature to teach that to us, nothing like the birds. Watch a hummingbird. It's breathtaking, and it's just a little nudge, it's a choice. Don't think, just do it.
Just do gardening. So many different types of exercise, from flexibility and balance and agility and strength, and all of that comes into play. You can get the antidepressant that's in good healthy soils. You breathe it through your sinuses and it goes into your hypothalamus, microbium vacci. There's that, and then there's getting grounded, and then there's creative outlet. You're doing something that's hopeful and positive when you do gardening.
You have these junk food sugar addicts that were so emotionally disturbed and all over the place, and you can see how they're just more calm and feeling good. After a few months, they're just like a transformed into a different person. They didn't even realize it was happening.
If I eat well and eat natural versus processed, I'm going to stay a lot healthier. And it gives me a better mindset too. I think when I'm confined into an area that doesn't have light or nature, which this Strawhouse gives me, it'll keep you healthy. I mean, health is wealth. And I think laughter and being with people too. So that when you're out in nature, I think people are so much happier.
Purposeful community spaces offer an antidote to today's loneliness epidemic, while providing opportunities to build meaningful friendships. Humans are social and creative by nature. The need for these things is so strong that we risk getting sick without them.
It's so easy to want to skip getting up and going out. I'd rather just stay in. Say yes to the invitation, to have, a meal with friends, to catch a sunset. It's so easy to just say, oh, tomorrow. I'll do that tomorrow. Tomorrow never comes. Say yes to holistic experiences.
What's interesting about being an artist is that you're doing something in isolation. And a lot of artists are introverted by nature. It'd be great to have a place where you could actually connect with other artists and socialize and make connections. And I think this could be one of those places.
And we've had little kids working here, and we had people in their 90s here. What was cool is one person that was in her late 80s or 90, and she had like a dozen girls around her because they all had boyfriend issues. Anytime someone like that comes here, it's just so special. When they leave, they're different, and the kids are different, and everyone's different in such a positive way. It was so incredible to see that.
Yeah, you learn a lot from people here because people come from all over.
Hi, my name is Maria Dolores. I'm born and raised in Sweden. 2023, I received the Ambassador for World Peace Award in Stockholm. In Swedish, we call it civilkurage, which is moral courage. That united as a species, we also have rights and responsibilities, and to step up for one another and to support one another, to trying to broaden perspectives and to be more curious about ourselves, our thoughts, and one another. United, we can make a change, but your ideas can make that change. And I hope you find inspiration in everything you do, and that this project is also part of your inspiration.
Well, a lot of people want to give up on saving the planet. Well, you can save at least a little bit of it for a little time and a little space, and maybe it'll create a domino effect, and you don't know how far it can go.
To destroy anything that's this valuable is crazy, especially the love that's in it. The people that have come in and loved, and the moments and memories, you can't get that back.
That's what this community preaches. They are all about the arts and supporting arts education, community, and an environmentally friendly situation. It's like, that's what they want. So this is a perfect thing for the Laguna community to just dive in on.
It's pretty centrally located part of town. You're close to the festivals.
And it's so close to the campus. This would be a place that I would want to bring students. It gives me hope for the future.
It gives me hope for the future. I think is essential for my life, for Laguna, for the world.
Right now, this property's in a battle. If we can meet that battle and win it, then definitely this place can have lasting value.
It's an architectural marvel that has been built and crafted in a one-of-a-kind way. I've never seen anything like it before.
Hi, my name is Sue Winner. I'm an artist in Laguna Beach. I've been for 23 years at the Sawdust Festival, and we happen to live in the same neighborhood as the Strawhouse. It's a gorgeous house, and it needs to be preserved.
This place needs to be preserved and continued at all costs.
It's so close too, it's right there, so.
Thinking locally is a lot more important than you think, and doing local work goes a long way, and if everyone's doing their local work, then that's everything.
I'm Chris Spitaleri. Come be a part of our dream.